Now, doctors have rejected President Uhuru Kenyatta's pay increment offer and insisted on the implementation of the collective bargaining agreement signed in 2013. The doctors announced today that they will continue to stay away from health facilities until their demands are met. Well, this even as the government led by Health Cabinet Secretary Cleopa Mailu now says it is considering hiring doctors from abroad to help alleviate the crisis. Otieno begins our broadcast tonight with that story.
The nation waited with bated breath and renewed hope that the end of the health crisis was in sight. There was confidence from the government side, which was optimistic that doctors would agree to an offer meant to raise their salaries by up to 40%. But after less than an hour of deliberations from members of the Kenya Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentists Union, the offer made by President Uhuru Kenyatta received a big no.
Anything called allowances or whatever offers may be made outside this collective bargaining agreement then cannot be considered to be an offer by the union.
Once the CBA is accepted as the basis for negotiation, then the matrix of implementation can be negotiated.
Hours later, the government would regroup and convene a crisis meeting, responding to the rejection by issuing a stance, that of seeking to hire medics from outside the country to step in.
We shall also be able, with the county governments, to ensure that the services whereby they are not available within a county location, because specialists are important, we have a referral mechanism which is going to ensure Kenyans consume services.
Government says that the collective bargaining agreement that doctors insist ought to be implemented before going back to work is not a valid document. They insist that President Kenyatta's deal that would see the least paid doctor earn 196,000 shillings inclusive of allowances was actually a compromise of goodwill. But the unions will hear none of that, insisting that the offer floated by government was vague, misrepresented, and not compiled in good faith.
So our position is very straightforward. We have a document that was legally signed and has signatures from the officials of the government.
According to the National Treasury CS Henry Rotich, the salary review by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission could only accommodate the 40% pay increment offered to the doctors on Wednesday.
And I believe no matter how long it takes, us talking and consulting with all the stakeholders, that is the route that is going to take place.
They now want to come up with a new workable collective bargaining agreement and are hoping that doctors will agree to a return to work formula allowing for between 30 to 60 days of consultative meetings. A meeting scheduled for Monday the 9th of January between the national and county governments on modalities to have alternative medical experts hired may come as a last resort to a negotiation process that has stalled for the 9th successive time, leaving Kenyans desperate. Otieno, KTN News.